definitely need to get in here and get some weeding done. This section of peppers over here is getting overgrown. Tomatoes are getting overgrown. Actually, it's more the items I planted alongside the tomatoes that are getting overgrown. But the bright spot this morning is this lovely raspberry patch. Just look at all the lovely berries. I'm so excited to pick a bunch of these. I don't think there'd be enough even to make a jam or anything, but I see some raspberries and cream in my future. Very nice. My garden buddies this morning are making it difficult to weed because anytime I stop in one location and try to start weeding, they decide that's a good time to come and rub all over me and lay down on my plants, hoping to get scratched. Only they don't exactly get the result they wanted when they roll on my plants, because I'm not usually very happy and they get shoved off. But overall, these plants are doing really well. This one San Marzano is just taking off like crazy. I'm thinking that might be one that just never got dug up by the coons. But all of them are getting bigger, and most of them, except over in the Paul Robeson and mortgage lifter section over there on the end, most of the others are all reaching up to the trellis. It's just about time to tie them up to the trellis, because even though I can weave them in and out of the trellis, they don't put out little curls that hold on for them. So if they get heavy enough, they will slide out if they are not tied up. Yes, the Paul Robeson here, I did get a little weeding section done this morning before the cats made it just about impossible. This poor pork chop got snapped off twice by cats, and this one has put up a sucker, so I'm leaving it. But I did plant the other part of it over in the grow bags. This one that's touching the fence here, that's the San Marzano I filled in. But the two mortgage lifters and the Paul Robesons and that one little pork chop I filled in with that got busted off again are about the only ones that haven't really reached the fence or the trellis. All of the pineapples are doing fabulously, and a couple of black crims, including the one that oh no, this isn't one that I repotted, is it? It might be. I'll have to go back and check my records. And then of course the gobstopper and the sweetie tomatoes on the end. They're actually starting to put off blooms now that they're up on the trellis. I clipped blooms until they reach the trellis. That way they're focusing more on roots and vine growth than on fruit. But yeah, this San Marzano is kind of beating everybody out. The Dr. Witchy's yellow are doing pretty good. Just the one on the end hasn't really reached the trellis. That one got dug up a few times. But yes, I definitely need to get in here and do some weeding. I've left that wild lettuce here. This wild lettuce, and then these couple of wild lettuce I've left. I did make my first wild lettuce tincture yesterday, so that will need to sit for about 6 weeks, and we'll see how that goes. But yes, I definitely need to get in here and weed out the aisle. Aisle's the last of my worries, but at least the big stuff out of the aisles. I don't mind if there's a little bit of stuff, but definitely in the rows with the plants, definitely I need to get in here because they're taking over. I need to get the big stuff out of the aisle between the tomato row and the totes, because you almost can't tell there's supposed to be an aisle there. The onions are getting closer and closer to the tops dying off. I'm super excited about that. That means it's going to be time to harvest here soon. And one of my sunflowers over here is getting much, much closer to blooming. Look at that. Oh, it's just going to be lovely when it blooms. I can't wait. Alrighty, I will let y'all go for now. I definitely have some work cut out for me. I don't know how much I'll get done before I have to go inside and work for the day. A lot of days I'll work out in the garden, but it is 97% humidity today. So when it's going to be in the 80s and 97% humidity, I'm definitely an inside girl. Look at that girl. She is climbing up there to see if she can get some baby wrens out of that nest. My goodness. What a tenacious little feline. But now she's up there and I think she's stuck. I don't know if she's going to be able to figure out how to get back down. Although she's still aiming for those baby wrens, isn't she? How is she going to do this? I can hear them in there. I'm surprised the mama's not pitching a fit. She pitches a fit when I run around. There she is. She's pitching a fit now. You can see her on top of that second trellis. She is not happy that Tess is up there on her, by her nest. Oops, sorry. Give up. She's just looking for better footing. Oh, well, hello there, Mama. Tess is still after it. I just kind of wobbly. Ooh. Oops, sorry. She's tortoiseshell calico, so she kind of blends into the trees behind. But I hope you guys can see this better than it looks in the view. Oh my goodness. Oh, oh. I think she wants to get the whole nest to come down. I think I wired it up there pretty good. I don't think it's going to come down, honey. Oh, you are not jumping across there. Oop. Oh, geez. Oh, don't fall on the T-post, please. Oh, Tess, did you give up? Silly kitty. The whole reason I started videoing right now and got distracted by a cat. This raspberry patch, one thing to note about it is it's relatively thornless. I wouldn't say it's completely thornless, but it doesn't have nearly the prickers of most of your raspberry bushes. And it's such a short, close to the ground raspberry bush that this is like the perfect kid raspberry patch. It's down at their height. They're not going to get all scratched up when they're picking off berries. The only thing I might suggest, and it was suggested on the plant when I bought it, is that it's good for containers, because this literally was just one single plant right in front of the rock, right straight down here. One little plant, and over the last 2 or 3 years it has spread. There's some right over here in front of the tomatoes. There's some over here near my aisle. If you look over here, there's some right there. And then there's some right under here. It does just keep spreading. There's more over here. So, definitely good for kids. But you definitely need it in a place that you either don't mind that it's going to spread, maybe a raised bed of some sort, and just let it fill in. If you're willing to be patient and wait a few years, you could probably have a nice 4x8 bed full of these raspberries. I don't know, maybe 3, 4, 5 years. This patch right here is probably 3 foot by 4.5, 5 feet. Just the part that's all compacted together. That doesn't count the little outside runners. If I were to let this go, which I'm seriously thinking about transplanting all of this into a raised bed, I might not want to go so far as like a 4 foot wide raised bed, just because it might be kind of hard to get in there and really search. But maybe I could come up with like a 2 foot wide or 30-inch wide raised bed for this stuff. And when I dig it up, if I dig it up, kind of spread it out along maybe an 8 foot bed, and I could have a fabulous patch. If I want to get really ambitious, I bet I could spread it out along a 16 foot bed. And these would make, I mean, they're just gorgeous. I mean, look at these things. They're lovely. They're a nice size. And they taste delicious. So, definitely a keeper as far as I'm concerned. Alright, Tess, you done with your little adventure? Did the wren best you this time? She's not gonna look at me. As much as the cats irritate me when they roll on my plants, lucky, they do bring a lot of joy and entertainment. Catch y'all later. Have a fabulous day.